In today's video, let's have a quick look at the DENT token metric analysis for the South Asian market. You might be wondering why I am choosing specifically the South Asian market. I'm going to come to that in a moment, but let's quickly get into the countries that I have picked for this analysis. So I have picked up the following 10 countries for the analysis. So it's Bangladesh, Indonesia, China, India, Vietnam, Thailand, Korea, Philippines, Pakistan, and Sri Lanka. So these are the 10 countries which I have randomly chosen. It's not random, it's basically those are the countries where the mobile phone, smartphone penetration is quite increasing, and it's been rapidly increasing as well. So we will get into that in detail and see the metrics behind it. So as I said, the reason for choosing the South Asian market is basically in the recent days we have seen that DENT Wireless launched a retail campaign with a big multinational company in Indonesia, where users of the supermarket could redeem free mobile data by scanning the receipt after purchase. So that's a campaign which they launched a month ago, and the trial was targeted for 10,000 users. So imagine a consumer, a user doing his shopping in a supermarket and going to the till and getting his receipt, and once he scans the receipt on the mobile app, it will take him to download the DENT app, and once he downloads the DENT app, he can redeem free mobile data. So that's the campaign they launched, and that's in Indonesia, which is one of the South Asian market that I have picked. And the other reason is, the South Asian consumer market is quite big and good for running affiliate programs and campaigns of this kind. And in the past years, DENT tried for some retail partnership with Unilever as well. I think we may have forgotten that, but in the past years, a year ago, if I remember correct, they tried to establish some meetings with the Unilever team. So basically they were planning to venture and provide a QR code inside some of the Unilever's products, and for some reason that didn't happen. But the point I'm trying to make here is their target is the South Asian market for running these kind of campaigns and using potential partnership in those markets. So now you get a clear idea of the reasoning behind why I chose South Asian market for this analysis. So before getting further into that analysis, I just want to get into some of the reasons behind why the price of the DENT token has been smashed really hard in the past couple of years. So if you even look at a year ago, even just 1 year, so the price of DENT token has dropped significantly down. It's down just in 1 year time, it has dropped down by 10x, I would say. So it's 10 times low compared to what was the price a year ago. So that much drop in the price. We all know the simple economics of supply and demand. When there is more demand than the supply, the price of the asset will go up, and if the demand is less than the supply, then you're going to see really this kind of price drop in the economic model. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, and let's get into the circulating supply of DENT first. So we know the DENT's main wallet, which is 16.4 billion, that tokens hasn't been released. It's in the DENT Wireless main wallet. And then we have the DENT mobile app users, and then we have the Afterburner loyalty program users who have chosen to lock the DENT and give it to the DENT app, lock it in the DENT app. And then we have the DENT exchange, where the tokens are traded within the DENT ecosystem. So we have 24.5 billion 8 billion tokens locked in the DENT app. And then we have at any given point of time in the DENT Binance exchange roughly around 23.3 billion tokens within the DENT Binance exchange. And then we have other exchanges like KuCoin, OKX, and other cryptocurrency exchanges that accounts for roughly 8 billion. So roughly at any given point of time, the volume of tokens circulating is roughly around 31.3 billion tokens. That's a pretty huge number, And we have 37,000 token holders for DENT tokens, which is quite a significantly low number compared with Omisco or Tron, where they have, or XRP even, they have more than 500,000 token holders. So DENT has just got 37,000 token holders. That's a small, significantly small number. So you could potentially see a surge in the number of token holders in the near future. That could contribute to the demand of the token as well. We don't know. So, but the good thing in this metric is we got 25% of the supply in the hands of the mobile users. That's a pretty huge number, 25% of the total 100 billion tokens is actually in the hands of the mobile users. So the mobile users, they don't account for the circulation supply or the price of the token in the crypto exchange. The price discovery of the DENT token happens in this 31.3 billion range, which is in the crypto exchanges. So the price discovery happens from the cryptocurrency exchanges. We know that very well. So either this number should go up and this number should go down. So if that happens, we can see some steady increase in the price of the DENT token. Or the other option is more token holders holding their tokens in the cold wallets or hardware wallets. So if this number increases or this number increases, then either one of them will happen and result in a price surge. So I'm not going to get into this area of token holders, which could equally happen as well, but I'm going to get into this bit of this area. So I'm going to take into analysis what will happen if this number increases and how this number could potentially increase. That is the key topic for this discussion today. So we know that so I've taken the countries and their population and their currency for this analysis. So if you look at this metrics, you can see I've added the population and the smartphone users. So say for example in Bangladesh has a population of 161 million, and out of that nearly 59 million smartphone users are there. That's a pretty huge number. And then the number of tourists is pretty less in Bangladesh. But if you look at Thailand is pretty huge as well. And then I get into the iPhone users count as well, but I couldn't get for all the countries. But that gives you just a rough estimate of the potential iPhone user market. And then the different currencies of that potential 10 countries. And then what would 30,000 of DENT token would look like in different currencies, basically. So like say for example in Thailand, the cost of 30,000 DENT tokens will be 205 baht, and then if it is India, it would be roughly 500 rupees it would cost you to buy 30,000 tokens. You might be wondering why I choose that 30,000 number. I will get to that point in a few minutes. But if you look at the numbers, it's pretty huge. The population is roughly 3.5 billion people, and out of that 3.5 billion people, nearly 2 billion smartphone users are there. And then we have a tourist, roughly tourists, nearly 193 million tourists making visits to those 10 countries. So yeah, just digest this information. We will get into the reason why I chose the 30,000 as a number. So we know what 30,000 DENT could give you. We know there is a loyalty program called Afterburner. So what that loyalty program does is basically if the users choose to lock 30,000 DENT tokens on the Afterburner loyalty program, then they get free voice minutes every 15 days. And those voice minutes allows you to make international calls in 141 countries. So those 30,000 DENT tokens gives you free voice minutes international calling for 141 countries. That's the reason I chose 30,000 DENT tokens. And in the future, DENT Wireless is planning to add eSIM data benefits as well for the Afterburner users, which is not launched yet. But that's the reason I chose 30,000 DENT tokens. What would happen if 30,000 DENT tokens get locked from those 10 countries? If the users choose, basically. So let's get into that number, basically. What will happen? So how much DENT would be locked if just 0.1% of the users choose to participate in the Afterburner program and choose to lock 30,000 tokens in the DENT app? So that's the number we are going to get in. So we know the population, say for example in Bangladesh, the population is 161 million. And then the number of smartphone users is roughly 160. So out of those 160 million smartphone users, if just 0.1% of the users make a decision or choose to lock 30,000 DENT in the app, then that would be roughly 160,000 users. Yeah. So if you add them up, that accounts for roughly 3.53 million users. So if this 3.53 million users from those 10 countries in the South Asia, if they lock the DENT tokens, 30,000 DENT tokens, that will account for roughly 106 billion DENT tokens. Now you can see the demand, how the demand is coming. So if this has to happen just from these 10 countries, we are going to see roughly 5 times increase in the DENT app user wallet size, right? Roughly we know that 25 billion tokens are in the hands of the DENT app users. So if this has to happen, then we are going to see we will run out of supply. Basically, we are right now we have only 84 billion tokens circulating supply, and if this has to happen, then we need more tokens, basically. So now you understand the token economic model now. So if this will create a natural demand, and this, because of this demand, we can potentially see a huge price surge in the DENT tokens, which we haven't seen, which we saw only in 2018 when the supply was only 10 billion tokens. Right now we have 84 billion tokens, and if this has to happen, we might need 106 billion tokens, to be honest. But we don't have that much tokens. We have only 31.3 billion tokens circulating in the cryptocurrency exchanges. So if this 3.53 million users, if they choose to get 30,000 DENT tokens, they will be running to the crypto exchanges to buy those 30,000 DENT tokens. So if that happens, then we are going to see that 31.3 tokens circulating in the crypto exchanges like Binance and KuCoin, they will drain out, right? So now they need nearly 3x of the existing supply. So that could create at least a 4x price surge. Just I'm making a rough estimate. We don't know how the economic model could work or the open market will react, but at least this we need 3x times of tokens needed to meet this amount of demand. So now we can see just these 10 countries could how these 10 countries could contribute to the um, increased demand in the DENT tokens. So I'm not saying this is not a financial advice. I'm just saying how the demand could happen organically with the increased number of users. So that's the point I want to highlight in today's video. Thanks for watching and have a good day.